Alright, so I did a little bit of research for this video, but I didn't script it or anything. I just wrote down some numbers and I wanted to talk. So, between 2000 and 2009, there were 68 school shootings in the United States. That's about 6.8, so we're going to call it 7 per year. Between 2010 and 2019, there were 230 school shootings. The same time period, 230. That's about 23 a year. Between 2020 and now, there have been 73 school shootings. Extrapolated out through a decade, that's at a rate of almost 30 per year. Why the hell has the number of school shootings gone this ridiculously high? Is it because too many people have guns? A lot of people may think that you should believe that. So now let's look at just mass shootings. Between 1966 and 2012, there were 90 mass shootings. Since 2013, there were 2,128 mass shootings. From 66 to 2012, that's about 2 per year. Since 2013, that's about 1 a day. Why? What has been the cause of all of this ramp up in school shootings? Because gun control laws have only gotten more and more restrictive over that time period. Well, I'm going to put out my argument. This is what I truly think. I think social media is responsible. I think clout chasing is fully responsible. Facebook, Twitter. Facebook was around in 2004. Twitter was created in 2006. By about 2008 or 2009, it was a thing that all the kids had. The high school kids. It was probably around 2010, 12, 13 that all the younger kids started getting them. So then we started to see around that same time period, about 2008 and onward, that was where social media clout trends really started. So you saw the prank calls, so like ownage pranks on YouTube, just calling people, wasting their time, and just being a dick. Again, it's a prank phone call. I think we can understand that's not equivalent to a school shooting, obviously. Then you got the Vine and the YouTube prank channels like SoFlo Antonio. Then you had things like the Harlem Shake that Filthy Frank started. It showed that you could actually get clout from doing something on the internet. Like you could get millions and millions of views and clicks because there were renditions of the Harlem Shake that went absolutely mega viral. Well, after that, right around that time period, that was when Filthy Frank, Max Mofo, iDubbbz, all those guys, they started doing all the self-harm and harming each other for clicks. You'll beat the shit out of each other, or go sit on a candle, or, light yourself on fire, or something like that, and they would do it for the views. And the things just got progressively, more and more ridiculous as more and more people were like, oh, well, I've seen that already. You get desensitized. That's notwithstanding the gore channels, the gore websites, the Pain Olympics that went on through the early and mid 2000s. Pain Olympics, websites like Anal Acrobats, where it's like, hey, what can we fit in this person's ass? Other just disturbing trends like Two Girls, One Cup. These are all started to be discovered by normies. 2009 to 2014. That was really that was when people figured out. They saw, oh my god, millions of people actually watch this, right? And I've got my notes here, by the way. This is just the things that I looked through to see, when they went viral and everything. So let's go on to like YouTube challenges, like clout chasing. So like people started doing the suicide letters on YouTube. I don't know if you remember that, but that was a huge thing. People would put their suicide video on YouTube and see who would give them sympathy. People started posting all sorts of like threats to each other on YouTube. And YouTube cracked down on it, as I suppose they probably should have. People post threats and all sorts of things, and to get clout. Really, that's what it was. It was to get clout. People would do things like drinking bleach. That was a thing on YouTube. Just really stupid shit. And now we've got TikTok. So, I mean, we all know the implication of TikTok, right? They will do anything for clout. People on TikTok will do literally anything for clout. And it's the same with a lot of YouTubers. So, just a couple of them, the people that dry scooped the pre-workout and ended up having a heart attack. The little kids who overused the pre-workout. There's a guy I saw on TikTok who did 10 scoops of pre-workout, 10 times the recommended dose, died from it. All the kids doing SARMs and Tren, like 15-year-olds running anabolic steroids. It's clout. It's clout. The Tide Pods. Everybody knows about Tide Pods. And then you think of things like on the Dr. Phil show with the little Cash Me Outside girl. This is not something you would have seen even 20 years ago. And the reason for that is because social media has given us such a platform for connecting with lots and lots of people that the clout is there. People recognize that the clout is there. So how does this translate? Well, essentially what has happened is we've turned our society into a place where views and clicks are a commodity, because they literally are. Views and clicks make you money on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on anywhere. Views, likes, clicks, it all makes you money. So it's no surprise that the unpopular and unwanted kids, they see this as a chance for them to go get clout or to get back at those kids with the unattainable status. And that's compounding the problem of online bullying that we've had forever, which, look, I understand. Bullying, fuck up, deal with it. I was bullied a lot as a kid. It happens. But online bullying, it gets way out of hand. And especially when people are just rude for the clicks, because especially on TikTok, the more rude you are to a person, the more clicks you get. And people are just like, oh, it's like, if you're rude, if you're mean, if you're vicious, people love to see it. And then there's also this trend that started, it's on YouTube. It started on YouTube, fair enough. It was the exposing thing. And this is where someone will go dig into somebody's dirty laundry and find everything bad they ever did and post it. And that happens on Twitter, it happens on Instagram, it happens on TikTok, it happens everywhere. We've started digging into people's pasts, things that cannot be changed, things that you have no control over. And when there's that kind of a problem where you feel like you have no control over it, there is no way out. How many times have we seen the story of, kids' nudes get leaked on Instagram, they kill themselves. A little girl gets blackmailed with her nudes. Amanda Todd, you remember that? She hung herself or drank bleach? It doesn't matter. She killed herself. And then they get all the clout by killing themselves because someone looks and they're like, oh, Amanda Todd killed herself. And there was that hashtag Amanda Todd, or We Love Amanda Todd, or whatever the hell it was back then. And everybody knows Amanda Todd's name now because she killed herself. Well, how appealing is that to a kid who's got emotional issues, psychological issues, who's been bullied? Be like, well, maybe people will finally notice me if I do this. And in my opinion, school shootings are the exact same thing. This is clout chasing of the highest degree. They're people who want to be noticed. They're people who need help. And the more we glorify, talk about, compare, and run in the news cycle, the more people are going to do it. The Uvalde shooting has been in the news cycle for a week now. It's been all of the front page news. It's everywhere. It's the top headline, no matter where you look. And I'm going to say that, in my opinion, I believe this. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, they're all responsible to a degree. The way that we use them for clout chasing, that is what is responsible. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say mostly TikTok at this point. TikTok is the most toxic of those platforms. But Twitter is really bad. Facebook is really bad. Instagram is really bad. YouTube was awful for a while. But I think most of the clout chasing people, because of the nature of TikTok, have moved to TikTok because it's so much easier to get exposure and views and clicks on those short little videos. YouTube is still very cancerous in some domains, but I think that TikTok is probably the worst as far as clout chasing goes. So again, I'm going to mention it. Kids using steroids, the SARMs and everything. People doing like the challenges that are all dangerous, like with dry scooping pre-workout or overusing the pre-workout or eating a Tide Pod. I mean that should have been a warning to us that look, we're literally social engineering an entire crop of school shooters, and it's very sad. It's very demoralizing to see it, and it has pushed me to where I just want to get off of social media altogether. Facebook, I don't use it. Twitter, I only use as like a meme for this channel. My personal stuff stays off of the internet for the most part. I just don't put it out there. I don't want people to know about my life, and I think that there's an aspect of the human experience that is privacy that we've lost, because people are sharing everything. Every little detail about their life is being put onto the internet. And I've got to say, I think that when you put every detail of your life on the internet, you're opening it up for critique. And there are some things, some aspects of yourself that you should not allow others to critique. They're for you to critique and learn and grow and, work through on your own. And like there's some, and there, all of us have them. There are things that we don't want to share with anyone else, and that's not an option for a lot of people now, because they've seen their whole life, especially kids who are like 15, 16, 17, up until like 21, 22 now. Their entire life they've put everything on the internet. So that's my take. I'm tired of seeing this in the news, and I just wanted to say this is. I think that it's not guns that are responsible for this. I think it's social media. So you can follow me on Twitter at SeattleIJ. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you liked the video. You can look for links in the description. I've got a Subscribe Star and merch store with Bungeman t-shirts. You can buy one if you want. So yeah, check it out, and I will see you guys next time.